Okay, so boom. Okay, old man, hey, we're gonna wash your mouth out with soap. Now in the penitentiary, you always had a couple of old heads that was super disrespectful. I'm talking about honorary in the mouth. I'm talking about always talk crazy, always had something crazy to say, always said, I'm talking about just off the wall, out of nowhere type of stuff. And we would just sit back, laugh at them, you know what I'm saying? We kick it with them because we kind of know, you know what I'm saying, what direction they going in, because you just get used to it. And a lot of times they start to abuse it, and they really start getting off on you, and then they know they going too far, but they get so comfortable in being able to do it because a lot of people just overlooking them. But every now and then, you know what I'm saying, somebody either go upside their head, do something crazy to them, people will stop breaking bread with them. It's always something to kind of humble them, and then of course, sooner or later, they'll come back and they'll just continue to do what it is that they've been doing. But, you know, all the affiliates really mess with them. So at the end of the day, even if somebody tried to buck them, it'll always be another affiliate. Hey, now, this man Lee dude up. Then it was this old man name. It was his old head name, Old Head Hayes. And the only reason I thought about it, I got a call from one of my guys that got out of the penitentiary, right, from Memphis. And we were talking. He was like, man, yeah, man, but old man Hands had two licenses, you know what I'm saying? He had a murder case, which I'll explain the murder case. He had a murder case and then he had a robbery case, and then he had a separate murder case. The robbery happened, then he ended up in another situation. He ended up murking somebody, and then when they got him for the murder, they ended up finding out he was the same person who done the robbery. I think somebody got shot in the robbery. But old man, he was like, man, yeah, man, I was down there with old man Haynes, man. Old man Haynes still getting on that white lightning. I'm talking about talking crazy. You know what I'm saying? He's still getting around, you know what I'm saying? He done got a little cane now, but he's still getting around talking crazy, you know what I'm saying? Drinking his coffee, hitting that white lightning, you know what I'm saying? Around there getting there. I was like, for real? I was like, man, he was like, man, I remember that time you and the first conversation I had with old man Haynes, which I used to do this with a lot of old heads. I got a story where around the time when I had got out of being affiliated, and I think it was Black History Month. I would come down and still, and they were just talking about it, and I was like, man, forget Black History Month. I started disrespecting a lot of the people, you know what I'm saying, just to strike up a conversation to hear, you know what I'm saying, what they had to say, you know what I'm saying, because I thought it was disrespectful, you know what I'm saying, for them to sit down there acting like you educating people, you know what I'm saying, on civil rights activists, and we all sitting up in the prison, and y'all acting like y'all the old heads of the generation. Like, what is y'all talking about? So the first time I run into old man Haynes, we was sitting down, we was all sitting down, he was having a conversation about, you know what I'm saying, black culture, you know what I'm saying, how it was when he was growing up with black leaders and this and that, and how it ain't the same, and you know what I'm saying, and nowadays he do this and that and this and that, and he started bringing up Martin Luther King. He wasn't saying nothing crazy about him. He wasn't necessarily, I don't want to say, but he was just speaking up on some things of how it was. And I was like, man, forget Martin Luther King, man. Martin Luther King ain't did nothing. He hollered, you right. F. Martin Luther King, you like, you right. F. Martin Luther King, he was like, but you can't say nothing about it. I was like, what you mean I can't say nothing about it? He said, you and none of the rest of these suckers can't say nothing about Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, in them. Y'all didn't grow up in that era. Y'all run around here talking about with your pants sagging, you got the nerve to sit here talking about Martin Luther King ain't done nothing. And let me tell you something, you little South sucker. What? Wait a minute, old man Haynes. Hold on, wait. Let me tell you something, you little South sucker. He said, had you grew up in them times I was growing up in, you wouldn't survive it. I could tell. That's why y'all in gangs now. You little gang banging punks. Y'all wouldn't survive it back in the day. Y'all would have been helping that white man, wouldn't even know y'all helping that white man. You know why? Because y'all don't know the difference between unity and fear tactics. Y'all around here in these little gangs and stuff, y'all affiliated with your little punks, you think you got numbers, you little suckers and cowards. What's up with all man? Y'all back then we were trying to come together and be unified and come against what was already going against us. Y'all would have been forming these gangs and these organizations, and y'all would have been extorting it and getting over on your own kind in the middle of us trying to fight a war and stick together. That's what y'all doing in here now. Y'all come down upstairs house, shout. I'm sick of you suckers. You little South sucker come through here and you see a black man coming through, and that's the first person you want to push on. That's the first person you want to punch on and push on. Then the little white boys, y'all know little white boys ain't got no chance. Y'all know little white, y'all pick up. I don't see y'all doing it to them Aryan Nation boys. Y'all, them Aryan Nation boys with them tattoos all over their body and all over their face. Yeah, when they in y'all way, it's just excuse me. And then y'all won't blame it on cause y'all all affiliated. No, cause y'all some suckers. Y'all pick and choose. I said, who he think? Come on, man. He said, that's why I'm saying. Y'all wouldn't survive. So keep Martin Luther King name out your mouth. Matter of fact, you need to get out of my face, punk. Who you talking to? I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. Ain't nobody scared of you. Ain't nobody scared of you. I don't care nothing about you being affiliated. I don't care nothing about who you gang bang with. None of that. I'm not scared of none of you suckers. None of you suckers, like I said, you better get up out of my face. Better get up out of my face. Talking about, forget Martin Luther King. He ain't done nothing. What you done done? What you done done? Huh? What you got? A bunch of commentary? You penitentiary balling? Huh? What you got? Some creases in your pants? Got you some good, got you some new Timberlands up there? Your people had the order for y'all for Union Supply? Huh? Is that what you got? What you got, your cell phone? I said, what you got going on over here? I don't care nothing about that. I'm just saying, tell me what you got. Tell me what you are doing. Because we sitting in penitentiary together. You sit up here and say nothing like that. If I say F Martin Luther King, I grew up in them times. I can say that. You don't say nothing about Martin Luther King. You ain't got nothing to do. That was up. But that's just how disrespectful he was. But the rumor about old man and a lot of people who was disrespectful and just honoring like that in the mouth with no disregard, a lot of them, you would think they wanted somebody to take them out or do something to them. Now, I've met plenty of people in a penitentiary that was like that on the strip of, cause they were really sick of their life. They were really sick of their life, so they figured, I don't want to do it myself, but if I live reckless and just keep doing what I'm doing, I take myself out. Now, commercial break me, please. It's a lot of people who live like that in society, but they'll never admit it because, you know, it's hard to come to their place and say, I'm really just, and you see a lot of people who got habits, do certain things, they have a chaotic life, you know what I'm saying? They do a lot of stuff that's just not just destructive to the people that's around them, but it's destructive to them. They body, you know what I'm saying? Everything they do seems like it contributes to something that can bring some harm to your life, because deep down inside, you're just so sick of your circumstance or your predicament. You live a wild and reckless life, and you try to excuse it by saying you're just having, but deep down inside, it's something deeper going on. And it's a lot of people who move like that. Old man hand. A lot of them people, not just him, it was a lot of dudes who would get on their white lighting and they would just cut up the way that my uncle was like that. If y'all heard the story, my uncle actually confessed that before we was at the chapel. You know what I'm saying? He was just talking about how he had 75 years, you know what I'm saying? It looked like he wasn't going to never get out. He had done some time in penitentiary before, I think it was like 6 or 8 years. After he got out, stayed out a couple of months, but it wasn't even a year. Went right back in with a 75-year sentence. No kids, never been in a real relationship, young, probably only had some good do it a couple of times, and then your whole life is just gone. So at that point, the way you cope is living chaotic and just super reckless as if you don't care. But deep down inside, you depressed to the point of where you really don't want to live. You don't want to be on this earth no more, but you don't want to do it to yourself. So you provoke everybody in every situation, hoping that somebody will feel disrespected to the point of where they'll take your life. So that's what a lot of people said about old head Haynes, especially when he got on that white lighter. Now the second time I seen old man Haynes get disrespectful, it wasn't just the gang members or, you know what I'm saying, people who wasn't affiliated. It was with another old head. So they sitting down and they playing tunk early in the morning. Old man Haynes, he already drinking coffee. Then the other dude, he just had, because a lot of people when they go ask for shots of coffee, we had them brown long paper towels that's in the bathroom when you dry your hand. A lot of people will go ask for shots of coffee, and a lot of people take the coffee and they'll pour it, you know what I'm saying, on the brown paper bag, on the brown napkin. So they sit down and they playing, and the old head got a little shot, maybe two shots of coffee sitting on a little brown paper, napkin. So they get to going back and forth, you know what I'm saying? He talking to him, he talking back, they convert to having a whole little conversation, and all of a sudden, dramatic effect me, please. You hear old head, man, come on, sucker. Come on, sucker. So at that point, man, who are you talking to? Man, I'm talking to you, boy. Man, hey, watch your mouth, old man. Man, don't tell me what to do. He said, man, I'm telling you now. He said, put your hand down, boy. Don't put your hand in my face, boy. You think you mess with? Quit playing with me, son. Come on, play your cards, son. He said, man, hey, old man. Hey. He said, so what you want to do, boy? The man stand up. When he stand up, the old head, he's like, man, come on. Ain't nobody finna start go through all this with you this morning, this, and that. And there's a couple of Crips standing off over to the side with dude, where I'm not by the table. I'm off kind of to the side. I'm talking to somebody off to the side, but I can, in earshot, I can see and hear what's going on. I ain't too far from the table. So he was like, man, you know what? I don't even want to play cards. He pushed the cards off the table. When he pushed the cards off the table, he walked over. He said, man, I ain't playing cards with you no more, sucker. And he pushed the man shots of coffee off the table. When he pushed the man shot. Now, one thing for sure, two things for certain. It's a lot of disrespectful things you can do in penitentiary. But some people don't play about their coffee. It's disrespectful in the penitentiary to be playing with these folks coffee. So when he pushed the coffee, playing cards with you no more, sir. The other old head raised up. He got that thing on. He got the book. He said, now if I was to hit you a couple of times, people will run around here saying that I did you wrong and done took you out of here over some shots of coffee. He said, but I ain't, and by that, and he was like, you ain't finna do nothing, boy. You ain't finna do nothing. I don't care nothing about you got that poker in your hand. And the Crip grabbed the old head. When he grabbed the old head jank away. When he jank away, he kind of touched, you know what I'm saying? He was like, ooh. He was like, my bad. He was like, man, oh, he was like, man, don't need. He said, what you gonna do? And what you gonna do? You ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't gonna do nothing either, son. In a situation like that, you see somebody pull the butch out on you. Somebody affiliated and got involved. You go from talking crazy to him to saying something crazy to the other dude. Anybody in their right mind at that time, you gotta be thinking, this is like a woman that this is, I ain't gonna say all women, in a situation where she ready to get a dude in trouble just for no reason at all, for whatever just been built, just bitter. I ain't gonna be a dude too, you know what I'm saying? I'm just using one for instance. Don't dump them conversations. Try and go back and forth with me with the analogy I'm finna use. I just saw a video in my head that I watched the other day, and it was a black man and a black woman. They were going back and forth about the situation, about whatever it was. And the black woman was standing over him. And clearly, he trying to avoid confrontation to where it didn't get physical. You know what I'm saying? He's being patient to me. You know what I'm saying? And she pushed him in the head. When she pushed him in the head, he get up and when he get up and he kind of jump at her. And she falls down on the ground and acts as if and gets back up and get on her phone, and you can see in the video, she was like, oh, I got you, gonna do this and do that. She was finna call the police and say that this man had put his hands on her. You know what I'm saying? And in this situation, it's like, you wanna keep going to the extent where somebody could just turn around. You wanna get somebody in trouble. You wanna keep going and going and going. And clearly everybody trying to avoid going there with you. Like, what's wrong with you? Man, you ain't gonna do nothing either, sucker. You go on. Both of y'all better go and get up out my face. Both of y'all gonna get on up out my face. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make me hurt one of y'all around here. Man, he walking off. Now, at this point, he walking off, and the old head say, see, if I hit him with that poker, then he gonna feel like somebody done did it wrong. But y'all already know what time it is. If you want to see the rest of this story, you gonna have to go get your membership. Yeah, we at 13. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. For the people who ain't members, it's a lot of y'all who just been appreciating, you know what I'm saying, that I'm still dropping videos and y'all still comment this and that. But it's a lot of the people who really making me realize now you need to start cutting the videos shorter, because you ain't gonna put pressure on me. I do this for a living, and not only that, I do other things outside of YouTube. I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? I really take care of my business. So the ones who being disrespectful in the comment section, I want you to know I've appreciated everybody who watch videos. I appreciate everybody who don't drop the comment. A lot of y'all don't drop comments and don't like the video. But I be watching and I be like, man, that is crazy. How disrespectful they get. And if you go look, I've dropped over 600 videos. 600. It's probably not even 100 yet in the membership. So what does that say? I gave you my time, and this ain't me explaining. This is me feeling disrespected. Like, look, we're talking 2 years. Video at least every other day. The longest I probably went is 4 days, and that's when I was busy. We're talking 2, almost 3 years of my time and effort for free. For free. Y'all gonna say, YouTube paying you, but listen, it's my time and effort for free. And then I watch you. And listen to this one right here. I be watching the ones who say, let's just quit watching this video and the view. You see how you trying to come together and unify to stop me from doing something? That's how I know. I need to push the membership because at any given time, you can quit supporting me and it ain't gonna be no issue. But the minute I say, I'm gonna pump the brakes too, then it's a problem. And look, I'm not the other YouTuber. I'm not that. So just because they ain't doing it, I don't care. That ain't got nothing to do with me. That ain't got nothing to do with me. So if you want to see the rest of this video, you're gonna have to go get you a ship. The member. Yeah. So look, check this out. In the last situation,